Welcome to today's video, all of you. And in this video, I'm going to discuss a few steps to improve your verbal ability and reading comprehension percentile for your TIS CUET PG. So watch this video till the end because I have some effective strategies for you to follow. Number one, you need to start reading. So when it comes to reading comprehension, you have to be very thorough with what you read and how you read. So your word per minute has to increase. That is the number of words that you read in a minute's time has to increase. That will happen when you start reading from varied resources on a regular basis. So that is what we mean over here by saying that read frequently across different genres and writing styles to improve comprehension and your vocabulary. So by different genres, I mean that if usually you enjoy reading fiction a lot, try to start reading non-fiction. If you enjoy reading non-fiction a lot, try to start reading fiction. Because when you are not used to reading a certain style, it throws you off sometimes. And in an RC, in a paper, you don't know which genre will that RC come from. So you have to enjoy reading all the genres and you have to make sure you take the least amount of time in order to read it. Number two, you need to focus on reading speed to manage time effectively. Like I said, as you increase your word per minute, the time taken to read a particular passage decreases. When time taken decreases, then you can attempt more number of questions and your accuracy goes up. So time taken should reduce and accuracy should go up. That's the formula that you need to follow in order to ace not only this section but any section in this paper. You need to utilize resources like The Economist, The Guardian, and other for diverse content. So make sure you're not only reading books but also good quality magazines, good quality newspapers, so that you're updated on current affairs, good vocabulary, and you are used to reading every kind of article that you come across. Number two, you need to solve daily questions. So when you are solving RC specifically, make sure that you are solving 4 or 5 or 6 passages together, one after the other. Because what happens generally in a paper is that when you read your first question, you're very aware, you're very focused, and that is why you get most of the questions right. But when you move to the second question, your saturation level increases. Then what happens? Your accuracy decreases and your time taken increases. In order to avoid that, you should be used to solving more number of questions together than you're given in the paper. So for example, in CUET PG, you can expect up to 4 to 5 passages. So you should be used to solving more than 5 or 6 passages in one go so that your focus remains intact and your accuracy level goes up. You also need to start working on parajumbles, paracompletions in order to enhance your reading and comprehensive abilities. So it's not only enough to read certain things, but it's also important to understand and comprehend the meaning, the literal meaning as well as the figurative meaning behind these passages that you are reading. So critical thinking is evoked through these exercises like parajumbles and paracompletions. These are also very essential for your CUET PG. Use both print and digital resources for comprehensive preparation. So what a mistake that usually people do is that they enjoy reading a lot but on their phones. So what happens when you're reading on your phone or your iPad or your tab is that you continuously get notifications from your social media channels. Now when you get these notifications, your mind gets diverted, distracted. You might get a phone call and you just think that, oh, I'm doing this activity, this is just to read. But when you start reading from different sources like books, there are no notifications coming in the books. So use print resources or digital resources, that is reading on a device like a laptop or PC. That would be the best resource because when you sit down to give an examination, most of these are computer based tests and you need to have a habit. You need to be accustomed to reading from the screen and attempting those questions on screen. So then this difference from your phone, the comfort of your phone or your physical books, switching to a device like a laptop or PC, that might also hamper the time taken, which you cannot fool around with, especially in your exam. So make sure you're making good use of the print as well as the digital resources. Now, of course, you need to practice regularly, so set daily targets of about 30 to 50 questions from the verbal ability and reading comprehension section to improve your proficiency and tailor practices. So, for example, you're doing really well in the grammar section. So, maybe if you're doing 20 questions from the grammar section and 30 from vocab every day, start doing 40 from vocab and 10 for grammar, but don't stop doing grammar. And then keep on making, you will be converting your weakness to strength, and your strength will become even better. You need to analyze the solution. So when you are doing MCQ questions, okay, A नहीं होगा, B होगा, all right, ठीक है, मेरा आंसर B होना चाहिए था. Okay, B नहीं होगा, A होना चाहिए था. Okay, मेरा आंसर B है. Go back to the answer, लॉजिक समझो क्वेश्चन के पीछे कि क्यों ये गलत हुआ. Analyze discrepancies between your reasoning and correct answers to refine approach. So what was your reasoning when you picked up A, and what is the answer's reason for picking up B? What was your reason when you picked up B, and what is the solution's reasoning to pick up A? Now try to implement these solutions, these reasoning, so that you improve in every mock test or every daily test that you are appearing for. Now you have to be patient. See, these kind of improvements when it comes to vocabulary, reading comprehension, grammar, implementing these rules, implementing these practices take time. Nothing happens overnight. So you need to be consistent with your effort. You need to maintain patience and you need to avoid frustration. I know it gets very frustrating, but you need to just simply be calm and consistent. Develop selective approach to RC questions based on prioritization and skimming. So when there are a number of questions after a particular passage, you know that vocabulary question में मैं weak हूँ और बाकी specific questions जो जिसके आंसर मुझे passage में मिल जाएंगे वो मैं पहले कर लेता हूँ. So don't waste your time. Do those questions first. As you all know, CUET does not have sectional timing. So you can go back and you can do all those questions first and then last में difficult वाले questions के लिए time save करके उस पर अच्छे से focus करके उसको attempt करो. Cultivate reading habits across diverse subjects to enhance comprehension and speed. So अगर history पसंद है तो try करो biology read करने का. अगर history नहीं पसंद है then history पढ़ने की try करो. अगर analytics पसंद नहीं है तो computer based subject और technology based subject पढ़ने की कोशिश करो. Because you know when you get these passages on AI, when you get these passages on historical battles, you'll find them extremely boring and you'll feel like giving up. मुझे समझ नहीं आ रहा, मुझे बस करना है. But when you start reading, ज़बरदस्ती अपने आप को बिठा के पढ़ने की कोशिश करोगे, you will start enjoying these paragraphs in the test and ultimately you will end up scoring very well, maybe a perfect score also. So I hope this video helps you. If you have any questions related to the VARC section of the CUET PG, let us know in the comments below. Thank you. All the best.